Hope you are well out there. I am finally, after getting COVID a few weeks ago, and it's been a bit of a challenge. I'm assuming a lot of you out there have already had it. This is the first time for me, and while Anne got over it a bit quicker than me, though she did get quite sick, it's been dragging on for me for some reason or other, so it's been very tiring and I still feel a bit fatigued. But anyway, we are going to do the second part of that video that I think it's probably a month ago that I made it, and we are going to drape this piece on this former. So I'm going to be doing some cold working of this first, and then we'll put it on there and we'll drape it. Now, I did ask for your opinion about which side goes on the inside and which on the outside. Well, the results are very definitely the bottom is to go on the outside and the top is the inside. So that's the way we're going to do it. Now, just a reminder that all of the glass used in this is Bullseye 90 COE. So the schedule I give you for the drape, not a slump, the drape will need to be adjusted if you're doing something like this according to whatever COE you use and the kiln you use. The other thing is stay safe. I'll be using some thin fire paper on the shelf when I do this, and it gets very dusty and is hazardous to your health, so make sure you use a mask when you're doing that, and make sure when I'll do the grinding you use a mask for that as well. Having said all that, if you like the video, when you get to the end that is, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it around, and you can subscribe if you want, and down the bottom down there is a thanks button where you can make a little donation. Now, I do want to thank Nashon and Deborah, who have already donated, so I really do appreciate your support. And the other thing is, if you've got any questions about this, put them in the comments down below, which will share it with everybody else, and I will do my best to answer them. About a month ago, I had a visit from a couple, Jerry and Alan from Canada, come around. Excuse me, I've still got that damn COVID thing around a bit. They come around, had a look at the gallery, showed them the studio here, and we went out and had lunch and had a really nice day. So I hope you, Jerry, and you and Alan are still well, and I think by now you have probably headed back to Canada. So don't forget, we'll stay in touch. So we'll get on with this now. First thing is I am going to grind the edges, clean them all up. Then I'll sandblast the whole thing before we do the drape. That way. Got to get it right. I'm sure a lot of people won't be happy if I don't get it right. I won't be fire polishing it. I don't want that polish finish. I want that sort of soft satin type finish, so definitely won't be fire polishing it. Anyway, I'll get on now and we'll do the cold working. Now this is where it gets interesting. I said earlier that I only wanted a shallow drape on this, and I've said before in videos that you need to watch these things because they change very quickly. Unfortunately, even though I was watching it, the phone rang. And then of course I got sidetracked with the conversation, didn't I? And all of a sudden I remembered, the kiln. Well, this is what happened. It draped way more than I really wanted. I really just wanted the corners to drape up a bit. Being square, I've had this happen before with square ones, and that's what I expected to happen. So hence I only wanted it to drape up a bit on the corners. Now I've got this to deal with. Well, it's going back in the kiln. Would I normally put it back in the kiln? Probably not. But because this is a video to show you what happens with different things, I'm going to be putting it back in the kiln, and we'll see if we can flatten it out a bit. And I'm not going to answer any phone calls, I hope. Anyway, I'll put it back in the kiln. We'll see if we can flatten it out a bit. And it might actually go a little bit more satiny. Of course, it only went to a reasonably low temperature for this. If we didn't get that nice satin finish, so with a bit more heat work, we might get a more glossier satin finish. Well, straight up, it didn't work. And I think that's because on one side it had draped further, so it was more vertical than the other side. Then when I tried to flatten it out again, obviously the side that was lower went first. It touched the shelf before this side went down, so it's basically more flatter than it should be. I am going to flatten this completely, so I will put it back in a kiln and flatten it right out. I'll try not to polish it, but if I do, well, then we'll end up with a polished piece, and I'll retry the drape again. I won't be showing that in this video. I don't have the time, and I'm not sure when I'll do it, but when I do it, I will show you the finished piece. So that's been a bit of an adventure. I think it served the purpose as far as showing you a lot of things and what can happen and so forth. Any questions, don't forget, put them in the comments section below. I'll try and answer them for you. And for now, don't forget, there's probably a couple of videos, or there is a couple of videos up the top that are suggested. There's the subscribe button right in the middle. And until the next video, I'll say bye for now.